My name is Chris Forman. I'm the founder and CEO of Appcast.
So looking at our country in general, what makes it attractive as a foreign direct investment destination? What are, in your view, some of the strengths and weaknesses that come to mind?
The answer is really simple. It's people. The reason why we came to Fredericton was we hired an incredible chief revenue officer by the name of Chris Cummins there. Appcast was in its early stages, but growing very, very quickly. We engaged an executive search firm to help us find a chief revenue officer. We interviewed people from all the major tech hubs in the United States, Boston, San Francisco, Austin, New York. And quite candidly, by far and away, the best guy that we spoke to was from Fredericton, New Brunswick. And so, the old saw that people are what make the business is true. At least it has been for Appcast. And the reason why we came to Canada is we think that we found, the best chief revenue officer in North America to help us grow.
So what you're saying, can we extrapolate that to Canada, or is that just a coincidence that you found the right talent?
I remember the board meeting where I came to the board and I said, I found my guy. And they're like, oh, that's fantastic. Where's, gender neutral term, where are they located? And I said, Fredericton, New Brunswick. And you could have heard a pin drop. Everyone was like, what? I'm like, yeah, Freddie. And they're like, where? Like, we had to get a map out. And so we got the map out and I'm like, you see, it's right there. And, they said, okay, well, that's great. We're really glad that you found this guy, but can you build a business up there, Chris? And then that's where, the next layer of people kind of comes in. The reason why we love Fredericton is the investments that the province and, the city have made in building three fantastic universities. You've got an educated workforce that works hard, is really, really focused. Interestingly, going back to some of the telecom outsourcing on outbound sales and in inbound support. So existing talent pools that are really ripe for what we're endeavoring to hire there. And so, once I gave the presentation that said that actually, Fredericton has a talent pool that's wide and deep. Not only can we find a leader there, but we can build a really outstanding team around him. That all of a sudden made the decision really, really easy.
How would you characterize Fredericton's tech ecosystem? What is the overall tech ecosystem, and how attractive is it to foreign investors?
Honestly, I'm the tech ecosystem that I'm interested in is the go-to-market teams that exist for big companies that are around Fredericton. So, Radian 6 and Salesforce and Skillsoft and, IBM and Oracle, the teams that they've got in the city create a really vibrant talent pool for what we're doing, which is building an enterprise sales organization out of Fredericton. The reality is that the talent ecosystem is just critical to our, decision to invest in New Brunswick.
You mentioned government support, whether municipal, provincial, or federal. What sort of incentives or other programs are available right now? Perhaps some of them you are already using to support entrepreneurs, to support business development, and to support ultimately being more attractive to investors.
We have an incentive scheme that we get a I don't know what the right characterization of it is, but a rebate on the growth of payroll that we bring to the province. And it's a time limited thing. In 4 or 5 years, I'm not exactly sure. And it's great. It's great. I mean, it allows us to invest more. It allows us as a small and growing company to think more long term in terms of some of the hires that we make. But the bottom line is that it is tertiary level of importance to us. It's nice to have. It maybe means that we get to grow a little bit faster in Fredericton, but the most important thing is the people that are there. The challenge with Freddie is its remoteness. The people are great, but it's hard to get there. And so, one of the things that I've thought about is the structure of those programs and whether or not, the money's going to the right place. Because I actually think that the Boston startup community is looking for talent like you have in Fredericton, and would tap into it instantly if it was more accessible. And from an economic development standpoint, that may be a better kind of use of capital.
You have 30 seconds to pitch to someone in a position of power, the PM, industry leaders, academic leaders, whoever you want, to strengthen and improve Fredericton's FDI attractiveness.
You got my answer. Air Canada nonstop, Fredericton to Boston twice a day. So there you go.